This is a spectacle, a showcase fight, I would say, against Francis Ngannou. But I do got some. I do got some. I do have some interesting nuggets about this, man, about his fight against Ngannou. Of course, Ngannou has a puncher's chance, but if you really think about the size, it's right there with Deontay Wilder, 6'6", 6'7". Reach, right? I think he has like 84 or 83-inch reach right there with Deontay Wilder as well. And we always say that Deontay Wilder can't fight. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Ngannou, he can't fight either.
So come on, the man won a bronze medal, Tim. The man, the man has a jab. Deontay has a good jab.
I'm just saying, everybody always saying, look, hey man, look, there's a comparable. There's some comparables here between the size of these guys. Although I think that Ngannou is a little bit more athletic in a sense. I think he's a little bit more athletic than the Deontay Wilder. I think his movement's a lot. He can move better as far as moving laterally and side to side. I seen him in the cage. He does have a one-hitter quitters, man. He does have some power. So, but still, I just think Fury, it should be a good, just a sparring session. Fury's gonna pepper him a bit, carry him, and then eventually knock him out and should get him up out of there. That's my expectations for sure.
Ngannou has a lot of power on his hands. With the big gloves, it's gonna be a little harder, but he has a lot of power. That's his main thing. His strength, physical strength, and his knockout power. That's his main thing. So everything is possible for somebody like this, somebody like with those characteristics. But I don't see boxing on him. I see him throwing hands. I don't see a technical boxing on him. I don't see Ngannou as a boxer. Everything what he does, if you see, he throws hands from everywhere. You cannot expect. That's a dangerous thing. You don't know where to expect punches coming from. It comes from everywhere. But that can be good for him. But on the long term, like with more rounds and things like this, he's a very muscle guy. I think he can get a little tired as well. So I don't see that as a very good fight for Ngannou. Of course, it's good because of the money, because of everything. It's a chance. So of course, he gotta take it. But I see like Tyson Fury doing what he does best, moving around, throwing a lot of jabs with that huge arms that he has. Ngannou has big arms, but Tyson Fury, I think it's longer. The reach is longer. So and he's a huge guy that moves very well. So a boxer, a real boxer, I don't see many chances for Ngannou to win this. But I'll be watching.
We got Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. A lot of us going over to Saudi Arabia for the fight. One, what do you think about the fight? And two, what would you tell those that haven't been to Saudi Arabia about Saudi Arabia?
Well, Saudi Arabia is a beautiful, beautiful country, man, and I would love to go back out there and fight. Hopefully we do something next year that I get to fight over there, because when I went over there, the people treated me really, really nice. But I think Tyson Fury's gonna beat him up, man. What do you expect? I want to see Tyson Fury get in an MMA fight with him. So I think that'd be a good fight.
How many rounds do you think it lasts?
Well, that fight, I don't know. I think Tyson Fury's gonna play around with them and probably finish it when he wants to.
Give people their money's worth and then finish it?
Probably like 6 rounds.
Ngannou and Tyson, we'd love to make it happen, but I'm assuming the PFL is probably going to have a big say in that. I think Tyson Fury already has his promoter, so they probably don't need us, but we'd love to put that fight on,
How do you think that fight goes? Because, you're a smooth boxer, style too, so, does Francis have what it takes to...
Anybody in a fight always has a chance, but the chances are slim to none against Tyson in boxing. That's what he's been doing his whole life, and not only is he good at it, but he's actually the best at it in the world. You can't find a man to beat Tyson Fury, and now you're gonna ask a guy that's not a boxer to do that. There's some pros and cons to it, right? Because also Tyson Fury's never seen nobody like Ngannou. The way he's gonna throw punches, how he's gonna move his head, the angles. But I just think it'll come up short against a polished boxer like Tyson, you know?
I mean, the fact he got hit by Wilder, he got a shot from Francis. I mean, does Francis' power look different? You know, because I know that you know the gloves a little bit better.
I wouldn't think Francis hits harder than Wilder. I just, you know, wisdom would lead you that Wilder hits a lot harder in spot boxing especially. So I think he'd be able to take anybody's shots.
I remember Mayweather McGregor, you know, mentioning Barnum daily, and there's a P.T. Barnum, and there's a sucker born every day. And do you feel the same way about Fury and Francis Ngannou? Same type of sentiment?
Yes. Simple answer. Yes. They're fighting with boxing rules, right?
Yes.
End of subject. You know, and MMA fighters, you know, somewhere along the line, somebody's going to prove me wrong. But, you know, I said to you about Conor McGregor. MMA fighters are not built by their experience and their background to fight with boxing rules. Boxing rules are different. And I mean, even the mat itself on which you fight is different. Floyd knew that if he allowed McGregor to throw most of the punches in the early rounds, he would give away his legs. And eventually that's what happened. And, you know, I mean, don't match wits with Floyd Mayweather. He's absolutely brilliant. And as the other night showed, don't match wits with Terrence Crawford either.
You're saying that maybe Tyson Fury and Francis might do a boxing match? I know you're doing a bare knuckle, but would you want to face the winner of that? And who do you think will win a boxing match?
Tyson Fury and I think it's not happened yet. I don't know. I just have a focus in my fight, and I don't want to.
But if you watch that fight, who do you think wins that? Francis or Fury?
Just boxing and Fury. Fury, yes.
Do you think he has any trouble at all with Ngannou, Fury, in that fight?
After he took Wilder's shot, I don't think so. And I think that people fail to recognize the different sport that it is. You know, even though punches are still being thrown in both sports, boxing is a completely different sport than UFC. I wouldn't want to see. I think that if Ngannou got in the ring with Fury, Fury's going to take the cake, and I think that if it got in the octagon, it'll be the other way around. You know, I think people have this idea in their head of like how similar they are, but they're really actually very, very different. And I mean, I'll still watch it though. So
right. I mean, what we saw with that Nate Diaz fight over the weekend, arm punches, the way he landed some of those uppercuts and those hooks, but no lower half into the punches, and yeah, so
yeah, I think that fighting, I don't know, man. I think that comes a time and place where UFC fighters, when they're getting older, they shouldn't do boxing events either. You know, it's not like a step down. You know, it's not like I'll have a fun time in boxing because I used to do UFC. It's not really like that. I think that you have almost a greater chance of getting actually hurt because you can't clinch, you can't hold, you can't do anything like that. And so I'm apprehensive about watching some of those fights actually, you know.
The WBC champion Tyson Fury is fighting Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. So there's a massive pot of money there. Are you a fan of MMA and boxing crossing over?
It's fucking played out to me and burnt a little bit. Shout out to James Toney. That's probably one of the baddest motherfuckers alive. That guy went in a cage and fought a real fight.
With Randy, yeah. I was there. Yeah.
You know, like it's funny people get confused about the competitiveness because they get in a box ring and then the boxers talk a lot of shit like calling names and saying certain things, but these aren't real fights. They're boxing. They might as well be playing basketball. It's not even a real fight. It's participating in a piece of a fight, boxing match, and like Floyd. They say Floyd and Conor was competitive, and if Conor did some more training, it might be a little more competitive. Some better training and got another chance, it might be more competitive. And they said that. Who else fought in boxing? Like Paul fought Woodley and Paul fought something like it. It might be slightly competitive at all in boxing, even if it's 70-30 or 80-20 for the boxing, it's like if any of those five, Conor and Mayweather fought, people need to not forget that Conor would lose, Floyd would lose in under a minute, under 2 minutes. It wouldn't be competitive at all. And if Tyson Fury fought me, let alone what the fuck, Francis Ngannou, I'd beat fucking Tyson Fury's ass in 30 seconds in under 2 minutes in a real fight. So if we're gonna do some crossovers, there should be real crossovers into the real fight game. And well, it's like UFC 1 all over again, you know. It's like I think that a lot of the boxers need to watch their mouths when it comes to because I got respect and boxing's great, but I would love to compete in boxing, but when guys like Paul talk about start calling names and want to get into arguments and talk real shit, like, I'll end you just like I did your brother out in New Orleans. So just be nice and play this competitive sport that you're trying to play.
Fury and Ngannou. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I get it. You know, I met with Ngannou and he wanted to fight AJ, and I took the fight to AJ. He wasn't interested, but I knew that there's a chance he could fight someone. I think it's terrible for boxing because obviously there's a chance to make the undisputed fight, but I think I understand the business. Like, I just feel like you should just be honest and say, look, we've got a chance to make a load of money for an easy fight. We're going to do that instead, and I don't think anyone would begrudge it. MMA fans seem to be quite happy with it because I think they like Ngannou securing the bag, but boxing fans seem to be furious. And you know, there's been so many back and forwards over the years with Tyson Fury, and I think some things he said that people now look at and go, but look, I understand. I think he's a great fighter, great character, and I don't begrudge him making a load of money for an easy fight.
So I would ask you if you think Francis is deserving, but I think you.
Yeah, I think I mean, look, he's not deserving to fight the WBC World Heavyweight Champion, but he is deserving of a payday for all his efforts in life and in combat sports. So, you know, I've met the guy, lovely man, really enjoyed his company, so I'm pleased for him.
What does it mean if he wins? What does it mean for him if he wins? What does it mean for Tyson if Tyson wins?
You could do this fight 1,000,000 times and he wouldn't win once. I'm being serious. Like, that's the reality.
Gotcha.
You're talking about the world heavyweight champion fighting someone that's never boxed in a professional fight. Like, but they'll tell you how hard Francis punches and, you know, he used to be a boxer and stuff like that, but, you know, yeah.
And the Francis Ngannou Tyson Fury matchup.
Man, that's a good one. It's exciting, you know, because like you got a really good power MMA guy, then you got a really good elusive boxer. So stylistically, they make matchups and two big scary dudes at heavyweight. So that's bringing excitement to boxing as well. So I'm looking forward to that one.
No favorite?
I got Tyson Fury. I love Francis Ngannou. I think he's great, but I think just the boxing overall and toughness, I think Tyson Fury for sure. Especially from what I've seen of Ngannou, you know, he's got that first round or two, maybe three, but you know, good luck to him though.
With, I mean, this month we've got Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. I'm just curious if you've ever trained any MMA guys for boxing, and if you think Francis can have any success against Tyson, even if it was just for one round.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something. My brother's good friends with Uriah Faber, that, you know, obviously in mixed martial arts and things of that nature, and been around him. So I do have some knowledge with MMA guys and UFC, and I take my hats off to what they do, and I'm a fan of all combat sports and one-on-one sports. That being said, you know, in any other division, right? In any other division, if it was the lightweight guys, it's Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, he ain't got no chance. I knew that going in. Conor McGregor, I mean, even landing a miracle punch, it's going to take miracle upon miracle upon miracle to land on Floyd Mayweather. So there is no chance. But the caveat to this is, do I think this guy's going to beat Tyson Fury? No. Tyson Fury, the greatest heavyweight right now we got going. He's a tremendous talent. Not only that, not just the size, the boxing ability, and those things. But those guys are heavyweights. They're so big. And that is the one division where just one behemoth shot and you could be out.
Yeah.
So I give him a better chance to beat Fury than McGregor to beat Mayweather, only in the sense that those guys are so huge. I mean, even just a clubbing shot, those guys are so huge. But that being said, let's be realistic. Other than the miracle of winning the lottery, he's not beating Tyson Fury. But does he have the size where maybe if Tyson Fury gets a little too cute, plays a little bit too much, gives a little bit of an opening? Is that opportunity there? Sure. But I don't see it happening.
Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou? Yeah, who do you think wins their fight? And if they were fighting under your rules, the bare knuckle, who do you think would win that fight?
Yeah, I think if it was bare knuckle, it would be competitive. I really do. It's a different game. Although Tyson Fury is used to bare knuckle, I mean, he's been involved in that whole under stuff when he was a kid. So I don't think it would be, scary to him because that's what he was doing.
Well, his dad, I guess, was bare knuckle champ, with the Gypsy. Right.
Yeah. I just think that it evens it out, right? Because it's not boxing, right? Boxing's a whole different beast. So I just think Tyson Fury's got way too much of an advantage in the boxing rule set. But you take those gloves off, and now we have a fight.
Hey, Mike, how hard does he punch? You know about punching, so.
God knows he punches extremely hard.
He's one of the top punchers right now in all sports.
The top. We're in good position over here.
Yeah.
Mike, where will Ngannou succeed where others have not been able to succeed versus Tyson Fury?
Well, he's gonna succeed because he's Francis Ngannou. He's not the other guy Tyson Fury fought. He's very dedicated. He put forth the effort, and I think people are going to be pretty much more surprised than they anticipate.
Hey, Mike, you were part of the biggest fight this year with Ryan and Tank. Ryan came on your platform. So, what do you think is the next biggest fight in boxing? Is it going to involve Tank? Is Tank going to probably fight Shakur or Devin?
Well, this is the biggest fight in boxing right now. In all sports right now.
Bigger than Ryan and Tank and bigger than...
Absolutely. Exactly. There's nothing about it.
If he beats Fury, what happens?
It'll be the biggest upset in the history of entertainment.
Really?
Does that put you off the hook with Buster Douglas? Excuse me? Does that put you off the hook with Buster Douglas? Yeah, by many leagues, yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you think you bring, Francis? What do you think you bring, Francis, to help him?
I bring him the confidence.
You think Tyson's a little nervous? He was very friendly at the press conference,
Listen, I don't know if he's nervous or not, but he should be.
We're going to have an MMA champion against a boxing champion, Francis Ngannou against Tyson Fury. What shot do you give Francis Ngannou getting the upset of beating Tyson Fury?
0. 0.